Hello and welcome, everybody. I am Van Joe with my guest,
Judy Paxman.
special guest,
Christian Jackson.
and rest in peace, Alex Trebek. So,
Yeah.
start off like that,
The
and then we're going
question
to turn
is-
it all the way up. We're going to go
Yeah, and the
way up
answer
from
is,
here.
it's his latest biography, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
on
from
at the
down
library.
here, now
Yep.
what do we got, Judy?
A whole bunch of the stuff. We're going to talk about the very exciting Swanton Arts Council meeting that we just
Super
had
exciting.
last Monday, which, can't get much more exciting than a board meeting.
Get it?
Really can't. And I just got to say, props to our board members who are slogging through the absolutely hideously, mind-numbingly boring stuff to make sure that our bylaws match what our intent is and that we do strategic planning instead of just winging it. And, we've also got this Swanton Public Art Network that's trying to change make some structure out of public art, and props to them because that is not easy or fun
Yeah. Shout
to
out
listen
Stan.
to for some people. For the creatives, it's painful. The good note, we will be having more creative meetings coming up very soon. That we'll get a schedule of those, because right now we have other things scheduled. First Monday of the month is a Swanton Arts Council board meeting, usually at 6, and it's on Zoom until everybody's vaccinated. Until then, on Zoom, but it is open to the public and everybody's welcome to
I
that.
got my shot.
You got your shot? Did you?
One of the two.
Oh, exciting.
Next one's coming up. No
Nice,
zombie yet.
Nice.
so
I
there's that.
don't drink, so I couldn't do a shot. But I thought about it. So, anyway. So that was the meeting. It's very exciting stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and hopefully we'll have some stuff in front of the scenes very soon.
Yes. Are we not going to talk about yet?
I know what you're talking
Keeping
about.
that on the DL?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay,
Keeping
yeah.
that on the secret.
Okay, well, if he talks about it, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know
Want
what
to toss
he's
the
talking
hot potato to Christian? Just
about. Well, I think we should introduce her.
she introduced herself.
I know,
already,
but I mean, like,
let's go in deep.
yeah,
going on?
deep.
Hello.
Hello, Christian.
How are you?
Who are you? How are you?
I am Christian Jackson. I am pretty good.
Good.
I am nervous, but
That's
excited
what
to be here.
Happy to see you here.
I'm
Welcome.
happy to see you guys too. It's been a while.
And
What brings you here?
Christian is I shouldn't say the face of, she is the owner and operator of Karma Chameleon.
Yes.
But she's also the genius behind Tarot Tuesday and sort of the front runner of the Swanton Arts Council's foray into esoteric arts,
Yes.
which not everybody thought was an art, but
No, and
they
I
were.
fought for that very, very hard.
And you did fight for it, and you won, so props to you.
Thank you.
And Tarot Tuesday was a huge hit, and hopefully when we can all be in the same room together and not worry about dying afterwards, we'll have Tarot Tuesday
I'm
again.
already soulless, Julie. I'm immortal.
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
dying.
Yes, no, well,
Please, for the outsider in me, please explain to me, in however many words you feel like sharing, your argument and why esoteric arts should be included. Absolutely.
So, well, first of all, esoteric arts. So the word
Boom.
art is in there, but I feel like tarot cards are just a different way to tell a story in a way that my client would be able to, it makes sense for them. And it's easier, like, I don't really need these cards to give you the messages that you need, but I use the cards so that when we're interacting together, you can kind of see the story for yourself. So what I say is, like, I am an author, but every single time I do a tarot card reading, I am writing a different story.
so are you saying it's a little bit like storytelling, but using an art form being the tarot cards,
Yes.
using that visual art of the tarot
Yes.
card, telling a story, but you're also writing the narrative at the
Yes.
same time. So it's
Yes.
taken a whole pile of art forms
Yeah.
and putting them right through one of those things that you put the food through and mash it together, and then you get like tofu
Meat
kind
grinder.
of thing.
And then
Yeah.
you get
New tofu recipe, by the way.
tarot, which,
Awesome.
ties
Yeah.
in. There's like the whole astrology if you're into that. There's like the chakra bodies in your system if you're into that. And I feel like tarot is a way to kind of like put it in a bite-sized pieces for people to understand.
Speaking of bite-sized pieces, it's kind of the same as, like, would you call culinary arts an art form
Yes,
also?
absolutely, because
yeah.
I've done some catering too.
And I
That's-
think, and there is interest in that, by the way, if anyone out there in the world is interested in something culinary art-based, we'll talk about funding opportunities shortly. But there are some, I'm hearing that in the woo-woo and the people talking out there in the little conversations. There is interest in getting some culinary arts things going. So if you advocate for culinary arts, I think you have to accept esoteric arts.
Yes.
So, and it was approved, so yay, you set a precedent, and there we go.
I'm very
I hope
excited.
it comes back
and
soon.
I'm very grateful for the Art Council because, like, you know, I feel like, I'll say right out, in a town like Swanton where there is such a religious presence, for me to have a face and have a face publicly is really an honor because there's still a lot of misunderstandings in what I do. So for me to be able to actually make personal connections with people in our town and have people come to me and be like, oh, it's not scary at all. Like,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of
Well, some people think
witchcraft
it's Satan.
or,
Yes, I'm
you
sorry.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But not everybody.
Not
But some people do,
everyone.
and you know what? That's okay, because the Arts Council is not saying, the Swan Arts Council is not saying what is right and what is wrong.
Right.
We're saying this is art, and I hope you like it, but if you don't, well, make some of your own.
Somebody else will.
And
I
somebody
have
else will make the
plenty of
art that
other
you
art
want.
skills too.
Yeah. Yes, you
know.
do.
I demonstrated them this summer, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
and
you demonstrated a
I'm
lot
very excited
this
for
time last
Span
year.
to get these boards back up because I will very happily get my paintbrushes out again.
Yeah.
What'd you bring?
So I actually brought, because I do a bunch of crystal stuff and stuff as well. So I brought like a little opal elephant, and I brought my buddy Buddha,
Nice.
and I brought this really beautiful quartz that I got because I do a bunch of work with crystals too. And then I just wanted to bring like an example of like an oracle card deck, which uses like gods and goddesses and not so tarot based. And then I brought, because my buddy Katie Foster's here, this is her favorite deck, the Light Seers Tarot, just because I think that the illustrations are like absolutely beautiful on these cards. Like they're
Into
really,
the-
I really love them.
They're gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Awesome.
I've done crystal as well. I visited Hawaii. It's a big thing out there.
Yeah, and I gave you some crystals too, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
And Joey and I actually, the first time we ever met was him and I had met at Cody's for coffee because I wanted him to help me design a tarot card deck.
Drop
And
that
he
project.
actually said, I can't help you because I am not that good
Yeah,
at
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Her expectations
hey,
for
you
my
know,
work were beyond mine.
Sometimes,
and the tarot card deck is still in the works, by
Yeah.
the way. I'm doing a Muppets Major Arcana only tarot card
that's
deck.
terrifying.
And it is so far so good. My artist is amazing, and I'm very excited about that.
That's terrifying to me, but that's okay. Like you mentioned, that you've got a project that you kind of started, which not all art projects end in completion. Sometimes that just starting the project,
Yeah.
you learn more than actually the finished product is worth that. We'll see if that how that ends into the bylaws and into our discussion on what qualifies for a governing body project lead. So governing body nominations, segue here.
Nice.
Thank you. Chloe Collins was just invited in, or her nomination was received as a member of the governing body, so she'll have 2 years to be on the governing body, which helps make the decisions that guide and vote in the board of directors. She was voted in for her work this past summer for anti-racist murals, and there's an application process. We're in the process of making that process more standard, I think you would say, so that we know upfront, hey, this is what qualifies as an art project, and these things don't. And I'm sure that Chloe's project would have been accepted regardless. We used our old standards, but it's helping us to figure out, what are we looking for? Because the goal is to have more art in Swanton,
Yep.
and to have more
Yes.
project leads, and to understand, what you have to do to qualify as a project lead. And then we want to hear your voice. And so be opinionated. I don't have to tell Christian that a second time. Joe, you're pretty good at it also. Obviously, I popped out of the womb that way.
Me too.
So but that's the job of a governing body, a member is to be opinionated and share their voice. So I think we'll be great for that. To people coming up, potentially,
Who we got?
Bliss
Gonna
Art
run-
Show.
Oh, yes.
Hopefully, so the Bliss Art Show, which we all were very grateful, Chris Daigneault started that process pre-COVID, and it was actually supposed to be in May of 2020. That didn't happen. That is hopefully going to be resurrected. We had a little setbacks. Things were open at the library. Hilary Santiago is going to finish up that, and she's also putting a proposal for the governing body nomination for another show for Solitude.
Solitude.
I'm very
Yeah.
Which is
excited
very
for that.
exciting, but the Bliss show will also be incorporated into that.
That's what I was
So-
going to ask. So they're at the same time?
Well, yeah, so
Okay.
final details have not been figured out because she had a wonderful plan, but then there was this little hiccup when the numbers went up instead of going down. So we'd have to firm that up, and I think that next month, we'll hear more about it. If you're an artist who's already working on a project for the Bliss Show, keep watching the Facebook page and, reach out to us. But anyone who wants to participate moving forward, there should be some huge opportunities for creation very soon. That's one of them. Now, we'd mentioned the big excitement with the grant funding. So there's some huge artist opportunities available right now. One is we received a $3,000 grant from Forward Philanthropy to provide free art programming to Swanton. And we need to have that all used up or paid out
Right,
and the
that's-
project's completed by May 31st.
That's what I took from the meeting, was that we
Yeah.
have to kind of already have that money spent, right?
Oh,
In a
not only
sense.
have the money spent, we have to have the projects
completely ready to
out.
rock.
Because
Yeah.
hopefully by May 31st, like by June 1st, people will actually walk outside.
Yeah.
And then, you don't need that, you need art, but it's easier to have art opportunities when you can walk somewhere as opposed to, kind of sheltering in place.
Yeah.
So this is our formal call to the world, say, if you have been wanting to do some art programming, but you've needed funds to do it, and it involves engaging other people and not charging them, then now is the time to step forward and contact the Swanton Arts Council at either swantonartscouncil@gmail.com or jpaxman@swantonartscouncil.org. Click the button on the website or Facebook message us and say, hey, I got something. The application for this is being established right now, so contact us and we will start the discussion because there's not a lot of time, people. And we want to see, people are crying out for art. We want to do
Yes.
some things. So so that's one thing.
One of the
is-
many.
One of the many. If you're interested in doing art, and making some money off it, because we'll pay you, because we've got money, yay. But if you just want to see something, hey, tell us. And if we get 3 people saying they want something, and we get somebody who says they'll do it, that's pretty much a no-brainer.
works, yeah.
Not
We
gonna
can make it
lie.
happen.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
But I really, our friend Katie Foster last year did the live figure model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
drawing,
a lot of figure- yeah.
And I was the model for that.
You
and
got a
I
lot of
actually
exposure, literally.
Literally,
Yeah.
beyond exposure. It made some of our members of our council didn't show up but I really would like to see that and not me be the model.
I think I saw a whole new side of you during that.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think you saw every
I think I saw every side of you.
It's just keep
Can-
coming.
Anyway, I looked good. I look good.
You look
I'm
lovely.
good.
Much better than my drawings did. I will
think that
say.
you guys did I actually have the ones
I wanna
that
see
Katie
some of the
did
drawings.
framed and
I don't
put
even
up
know.
in my house.
They
How many people were there?
I
we
think
had
that there were 8 to 10 people there
there were
total,
like 8.
And multiple drawings per person?
and multiple drawings.
had a-
I
we had a
did,
certain time, yeah.
6
I've seen a
poses.
total of this many.
Well, okay.
I
So
showed you two.
next.
I don't remember it.
So that's
I need to see
one
it again.
opportunity, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to see Christian naked again in the future. That would be awesome.
I love my wife.
But
If you
another
are, Julie.
opportunity is through Swanton Recreation. Swanton Recreation has put the call out for recreation opportunities. Now, if you have a program, an art-related program, or even a not art-related program, but let's face it, art-related programs are just the best anyway.
Ever.
If you have an art-related program and you want to teach or you want to share it, and you want to charge people, but you're not really sure how to go about doing that in this crazy Zoom world that we have, and, social distancing, and how do you publicize it, and how do you charge people? Swanton Recreation is looking for programming. All you have to do is reach out to Nicole Draper at programs.swantonrec@gmail.com. If you forget that email address, again, it's programs.swantonrec@gmail.com, but you can look on their website and find it. Cool thing there is they'll help you set the whole thing up and publicize it. They'll take 20% of the fee. So if you're getting, I'm not doing math because it's after 5, but whatever. If you charge, whatever you charge, they'll take 20% and they'll do all the promotion and deal with all the
pretty good deal.
registrations. It's
It's
a
great.
good deal. It's a good deal.
Because they already have their
Oh my gosh.
following and their networking out there and their
And not
marketing.
just that, what a pain, what a total cramp it is to try to figure out
Yeah.
how to accept money and all that good stuff. So they got you covered. Great job. I'm very excited to see more in in our world for recreation that is not just children's sports, although children's sports is very important. I think when we can all get out again, I'd love to actually go to some of the Little League games as a group and do some sketching.
That's
Because
great
a lot
idea.
of the- 'cause
like
that-
live action.
Yeah, except, I mean, I have to say, Little League, it moves pretty slow. It moves pretty slow.
Come on.
So it's
We
a
got
little,
time.
it's a little bit like, it's one step up from the model citizens where we go to the board meetings and we sketch the people at the people on the boards. This is slightly faster paced, but I will say like the Little League games,
They're so cute.
they're cute,
They're
but
so cute.
it's slow. So you can get your practice in with that. So I think that would be fun. Other excitement, we're looking for, here's some more opportunities for artwork. We need logos, people.
I'm so excited about this.
So there's a couple things going on. One is, we'll start with Swanton Rec. They are doing an active Swanton program right now where you're being challenged to do 100 hours of activity. You sign up, you can win a prize at the end. They're looking for a logo of that, something that shows movement, but maybe a swan.
Moving.
I think
My brain
it's-
immediately went to a swan and a bowel movement, but that's probably not what they're talking about. It's a different kind of movement, but some sort of swan, maybe sweating with the Swannies. I don't know if it's running.
I think that it's actually 1,000 hours and not 100 hours.
Why did I think it was 100?
I do not know, but
Well,
I
we
do
should go to
believe that-
swantonrec.
Yeah.
Whatever
I
and
heard
find
it was
that.
1 hour myself.
1 hour?
Yeah, that'll-
Joey, you got that covered.
That'll get
then.
more people
Whatever it
coming in.
is, it's on the Swanton Rec website, and that's pretty awesome. Now, if you're trying to find Swanton Rec, hopefully down the road, it will be much easier, and I believe that's called Active Swanton, but I could be wrong, but look it up. We're starting a program, it's a program through the library called Informed Swanton, where we're going to be taking, not only will there be multiple different events to learn about how the organizations in Swanton work and how government works in Swanton, we're going to be starting a web page where all of the organizations are listed, and you can click on it and go to the different organizations and find minutes and find things.
Nice.
That is going to be
Fascinating.
oneswanton.org.
Nice.
Now, we're looking
Gonna need a
for.
logo.
We need logos. So we need, not only do we need a logo for Inform Swanton, because that's grant funded through the Community Foundation. It was a Spark Connecting Community grant. We're very excited about that. But, so there's Inform Swanton, but there's also One Swanton. I have an idea for that one that has been given to me by a very talented artist, David Winchester. I'm hoping to use his
I
design.
feel like that really represents, especially, not to bring them up again, but especially after all the tea was spilled with the art
Yeah.
plants, for him to put that up
Yeah, it's beautiful.
was it was very emotional for me to see that after everything that had happened.
Well, I think it's lovely. So I think it's just a great thing. You know, we've got the town, we've got the village, we've got the chamber, we've got the historical society, we've got the arts council, we've got the Swanton Enhancement Project, we've got the economic development, we've got the DVD, trying to find any of this stuff. And then there's all these little things and who does what. It's really difficult to navigate. Anybody who's navigating it, props to them.
Awesome problem to have.
Yeah, it's an awesome problem to have, but it is a problem. And so, you know, I've reached out to several people to help gather all the information in one place, and it's going to be the feedback that is super important. When somebody's like, this isn't clear, that's going to be our cue. But every time it's not clear and someone points it out, they're going to get a pin. So there's going to be pins all over the place.
Everywhere.
And then all these different organizations,
Just
there'll
a bunch
be.
of complainers with pins everywhere. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
well, you know, like, hey, a complainer is someone who cares enough to point out the problem.
True that.
We
Don't
got
be
some
silent about it.
caring,
See something, say something.
seriously caring people in our in our world. So there's a lot of design opportunities, and you know, like, no, you're not getting paid for anything. So I'm sorry, that does go against the real artists don't starve. But we're not talking about huge artwork, but these will be limited edition, limited run pins, and it would be very cool to have yours be on there. If you are interested, contact me either at J. Paxman at Swanton Arts Council or programs at swantonlibrary.org. It could be fun. So I'm hoping to see something from both of you. There's also going to be quizzes and different events, and we'll want to give out pins for pretty much everything. There's
Yep.
pin makers are on order, so it's very exciting. There's also, I just got the email from Leon, the second annual Clean Water Ice Fishing Derby, put on by the Mill River Brewing Company to benefit the Friends of Northern Lake Champlain. The Arts Council is going to commission somebody. We don't know who yet.
Could be you.
It could be you, could be anyone, because we're going to put this out on Facebook as soon as I write it up, because I just got confirmation. Whoever asks, whoever's interested in doing this, it's a $50 art commission to do a piece of art that has either a clean water or an ice fishing theme. And it can be whatever art you do, it doesn't matter. You are eligible. And then by lottery, we'll just pick one. We'll say, okay, we got 10 people who said they were interested in doing it. Pick a number out of a hat.
It's pretty good odds.
It's you. Well, if we have 100, it's not so good odds,
True.
but it still beats nothing.
That's right.
And it'll be $50 of your artwork, whether it's earrings or a painting or whatever. And that'll be our gift to them to help support them at their event on Saturday, February 20th. And that will be taking place on Missisquoi Bay near the Tyler Place. And again, that's by Mill River Brewing Company, which is very exciting. They're the ones who did the after party for Swanee. Oh, no, for not Swanee, for Year of the Salmon. That was painful. I mean, awesome. They were
But
awesome.
the food was awesome.
The food was awesome. The venue was awesome. The actors were awesome. The Weldon was awesome because we had the showing there. The Wildlife Refuge was Ken Sturm at the Wildlife Refuge. He was awesome. But that was the project that never actually ended. It kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So yeah. Yeah. So it's exciting. I expect to see both. I would like both of you to put your names in for some variety of art. And that would be very cool.
I like
Your
it.
time.
How much time do you think that I have?
What?
Make time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Time. I'll
Well, you
add
know-
it to the list, Judy.
well, yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to if it's not,
No,
if
it's
it's
art.
not
I'll
for
do it.
you. If you like to do it. I mean, we all have our own personal art projects that we're doing. So, you know, that's the joy of it. Other things that are going on in the Arts Council, if you're looking for dates, and hopefully this will expand. SAC meeting first Monday of every month. Art journaling second Wednesday of every month, so that's actually this coming Wednesday, and that's via Zoom for people. You can contact the Swanton Public Library, or you can contact the Arts Council, and we'll get you the Zoom link.
Did that take a hiatus for a while?
It did. We took off for like a month, maybe a
So
month and a
Nicole's
half.
already hit the ground running because she's on Facebook posting about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the
So,
Swan- with the
so
rec.
Swanton Rec,
They're on
if
it.
it's a free event, if it's
Nicole's
free
on
recreation,
it.
yeah,
She's
she's
on
on
it.
it. Now, this is a library program that the Arts Council fosters, but it's a library program, but Swanton Rec recognizes it as actually being Recreation, so they're promoting it. So
Such a beautiful
awesome.
community.
Yeah,
Everybody working together.
we are, like,
Who'd have
honestly,
thought that would work, huh?
if we can all, there's so much awesomeness in this town, and if we can all maybe move a half a step forward in the same direction, it's going to be a tsunami of totally wonderfulness happening. It's also the writers group on the third Thursday of every month, and you should be seeing that coming out soon. That's open for everybody, writers and would-be writers. I will be personally making a proposal to use some of this
Yes.
grant money
Oh,
for the writers group to do a microfiction contest. So that would be to put some prize money towards it. So that will be coming soon. So any writers out there, give us a yodel if you want to stay informed on that. And I'm also hoping to do, for the art journaling or anyone who's interested in art journaling, the Joy of Gel, which is
ooh,
not.
man. Say it again.
The Joy of Gel, as in gel pens.
Sexier like you did the first time?
Gel.
Ooh.
The way this pen moves across the page, it is slightly, I get a little tingle, I'm not
Man.
going to lie. It's just like, it's so awesome. I'm like, look at this. It's a Sharpie gel pen. Where's it? Where's
He's on it. Yep.
There we go.
Now, if you streak across that with your hand, does it smear?
No.
Oh, that is
some
nice.
additional
Look at that.
It's so exciting. And it goes across the page so smoothly. In your art journal, your junk journal, it's like the coolest thing around. I got to say, I dearly love it. Now, I've been using this other pen here, and you can see I've got like ink all over my hands. This used to be my
boo.
favorite, but it is gone to the back of the class now.
Gel only.
But
Sharpie only.
sharp, but, like normally I would have said Jelly Roll or Signo Uniball, the IM, whatever's, they're great. But I have to say, depends on what you're doing, this glides over the page. So
gelling.
I'm hoping to have a Zoom virtual meetup. This is a proposal I'm going to put through, a virtual meetup where you sign up and you get 3 or 4 pens. And then we'll all talk,
Just
to
gel
anybody out
together.
there who doesn't like pens, I'm sure this sounds painful to you, but to those of us who really love a good pen,
Yeah.
this is
Anime.
epic. It's epic stuff,
Hmm.
people.
Laura.
All those
Laura?
drawings
Laura.
that you guys
I
see
can't
me
remember
do,
her
like
last name, but she draws amazing
Yeah.
stuff. She just did some stuff for Hillary. That was
Yeah,
incredible.
Laura Garvey.
Nope.
Yes,
Garvey.
Laura
Is
Garvey.
this the same person? What
Yes.
was the
Laura
last
Garvey.
name that I see on Facebook? Something different.
I don't know.
but probably
Well, that's her
the same person.
name, whatever. I don't know what you see on
True.
Facebook, but that's her name. That's who did it, Laura Garvey, and she's
Incredible.
She's
yeah.
amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually used those gel pens when I did that gift that I did for our buddy Gwen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, yeah. It produces great quality.
They're amazing.
I was pretty shocked with it, so, gotta love it. So that's maybe coming, but what do people want to see is the big question, right?
It's a great question.
Any other
What
questions?
do people want to see?
I would like to see more writing
Opportunities?
workshops, actually, because I
Writing workshops,
I keep
ooh.
getting this message from my higher self that I'm supposed to be writing a children's book, and I'm like, how do I do this?
I wrote one, you know that, right?
We've discussed
Yes,
this
we
about
won't-
my children's tarot book.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Written
I just
two.
don't know how to get the ball rolling there.
Okay, so
I
writing
have some
workshops,
interest in that.
excellent idea. Actually, Joy Choquette has led one. She's a local author, and she taught a writing workshop. So through to the library and through the Arts Council not too long ago, so I can reach out to her.
And what else would I like? Some more photography-based stuff too. Like I know that we have,
Photography contest or photography
like
class?
contests.
Both.
Or both, yes, because we have some amazing photographers in our
We
town.
do.
And we have some amazing closet photographers in our town.
And you
I'd
know,
really
if
like
we
to
could
get my
post
stuff out
those
there.
on the windows of the notch where Swanton Rexall is, that would be social distance. You can sneeze on the glass and that will be okay. That would be good. Okay. So anything else before we're thrown off the,
I want to see some creative masks. I want to see.
Ooh,
I'm
Yes.
talking
Ooh, can
from
you do, like,
stuff
masquerade
like
masks?
this to
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera.
big cosplay level stuff. I want to see
I'm
some
down.
like a
for the
contest? You're
cosplay.
talking like a contest or making it?
Yeah.
A contest?
All of the above.
Contest and making it. Contest and making them.
We
Okay.
got to wrap it up.
Yeah, and we need a project lead for each one of these, or else it's not going to
Reach
fly.
out to us.
Reach out to us.
Connect to us. There's many ways to do so. Facebook, email, shout out.
Yep.
This is SAC. We're out. Mic drop.
job.
Usually we're like stretching, we're like, I don't know what else.
yeah,
Man, good. That was great. You came in with a list. That was awesome.
Good job.